Taxi stopped outside of Heaven Publishing. The trip had taken about 10 minutes on the dot. Thanks. Minoru Kawa left a 1,000 yen bill on the seat and exited the cab. Sir, the driver called out after him. Minoru Kawa turned back around. Kimizuka was leaning out the window to point at him. It isn't called work because it's fun, sir. The day will be over soon enough. Just hang in there a little bit longer. Thank you, sir. The driver finished with a knowing grin. Why is he wearing gloves, by the way? I had to check my fanfiction and comics. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. We all have to check our fanfiction and favorite web comics. Minoru Kawa cracked a ghost of a smile. Maybe his spirits had been lifted just a tiny little bit. Thank you, he replied. You're a true friend of the working man. He waved half-heartedly, then headed into the building. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Mr. Mino! Chiaki threw herself at him as soon as he opened the door to the editing office. The news of the explosion was playing on the television. Minoru Kawa marched straight to his desk and opened up his laptop. While it booted up, he tried to get a handle on the current situation. Where are the folks from the loan company, he asked. They're here, Chiaki said. I have them waiting downstairs. Do they know Toyama's dead? I'm sorry, I kind of let that slip. What about Hana? I'm not sure. I haven't heard from her since she called earlier. The dude's not fucking dead, though. With a tiny sigh, Minoru Kawa started typing at his laptop. By some miracle, 6 pages of the copy were nearly wrapped up. Still, he needed to do whatever it took to see this job through to the end. That would serve as his final tribute to Toyama's memory. He loaded his copy into the DTP software in order to see the layout. Bit by bit, actual magazine articles began to take shape. Then the editing department's door swung open. Hey, snarled the young man who barged in first. He kicked over the stack of books. How long did you gonna keep us waiting, huh? Oh, God, ill. Honestly, Segawa, must you be so rowdy? A middle-aged man stepped in alongside him. Are you Mr. Minoru Kawa, then? He added as his eyes fixed on the journalist. He held out his business card. Oh, God, these guys, yep. Yeah, I have Wattpad, webtoons, webcomics, and I love you, yo. Yeah, I need to get more into webcomics, honestly. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Asoi Ozu from Takarada Financing. Yeah. The dude has a black business card. This just smells of a loan shark. My deepest sympathies about Mr. Toyama. However, I'm afraid that we do need you to give us back the money we loaned. Despite his polite tone, the threat in his voice was plain. Look, next month's issue of 4-Star General Gossip is definitely coming out. Couldn't you please wait for payment until we have the funds from those sales, Minoru Kawa asked. That was exactly what Toyama's plan had been, after all. Well, we certainly aren't monsters. If the magazine is going to be making you money, we wouldn't mind delaying another month. You really mean it, Chiaki chirped. To clarify, that would be the case if Toyama was still alive. We said the next issue is all well and good, but with Toyama gone, so is the company. So too is the company. That will make full repayment of what we're owed impossible, I expect. Then what do you want us to do? Minoru Kawa asked coldly. How about we just cut to the chase, growled the younger man, Segawa. Dig out your ears and listen up. Chiaki recoiled in a panic, and Minoru Kawa held up an interposing hand. Knock it off, he said. You're scaring the young lady. A thin smile came to Ozu's face. All we want to know is where Mr. Toyama's daughter is. Yeah, that's right. What the fuck are you gonna do with her? You gonna prostitute her, you sick fucks? Tell us where the girl is. No way, Chiaki squeaked in protest. Hana's just a kid. She doesn't have any responsibility to pay back the... Ozu didn't let her finish. We're aware of that. Nevertheless, we'd still like to know where she is. Law didn't matter right now. Guys like this had all sorts of ways of wringing money out of people. It was clear from the looks on their faces that Ozu and Segawa had some wicked scheme up their sleeves. Oh my fucking god. Unless, of course, you would prefer to take on Toyama's debts, Mr. Minoru Kawa. You're quite the accomplished reporter, after all. Take on his debts, huh? Minoru Kawa didn't know how much Toyama had borrowed, but it only took one look at these guys to tell it was no small sum. How about it, Ozu asked. The way you land a scoop after scoop, I'm sure you'll be able to repay us in full before you die. Minoru Kawa fiercely returned his stare. Sure? Minoru Kawa's tone was resolute. But not just yet. Let me finish this job here first. Very well. I suppose we can wait at least a little while longer. The two men from Takarada Financing plunked themselves down on the editing department sofa. Mr. Mino, please, you can't agree to something like this. If I don't, these guys are just going to keep threatening poor little Hana. But still, it's none of your concern, he said. What I need to know is, how's your piece on those street interviews coming? But, I mean, those guys, they said it doesn't matter if the issue comes out or not. Don't be ridiculous. When a professional agrees to take on the job, they see it through to the end. Chiaki took his point and scampered to grab the printout of her copy. Minoru Kawa gave it a quick once-over. He saw immediately that the piece was lacking in structure. He then read the article a second time, checking the finer details. Several off-theme sentences jumped out at him. This is no good, rewrite it. He thrust the printout back at Chiaki. Yes, sir. She bowed her head and retreated back to another desk. The TV was still on. A news broadcaster's voice suddenly broke through the silence, as well as Minoru Kawa's concentration. We're live on the scene now, where an explosion in Shibuya has... Minoru Kawa gazed blankly at the screen. He found his mind drifting to a particular memory of Toriyama. The dude's still alive. Huh? What's happening? The door looked like it might fall apart at any moment, but Minoru Kawa didn't care. He pounded at it as hard as he could. The Toriyama nameplate popped off and fell to the floor. It was hard to believe that this dilapidated fucking hell yeah, dilapidated apartment was the home of a newspaper editor who worked his way up from reporter. Hey Toriyama, get your ass out here. At the sound of Minoru Kawa's angry shouting, other tenants on the floor poked their heads out of their rooms to stare. He paid them no heed, continuing to call out. Eventually, Toriyama opened the door, dressed in his sweats and undershirt. Quiet down, you moron, he snapped. Come on in. I heard you tendered your letter of resignation at the paper. Minoru Kawa sat cross-legged at the tatami-covered floor. Tell me why. Tell me why. Toriyama quirked a lopsided grin. You want to know why I quit, huh? All right, lean in close. Minoru Kawa peered at him dubiously. Huh? Why? I don't want anyone overhearing this. Resigned, Minoru Kawa leaned forward and turned his right ear toward Toriyama. This man's warm breath against his cheek was pretty unsettling. Yeah, it would unsettle me too. At first, he had trouble concentrating on Toriyama's story. But when the older man got to the crux of the matter, he found himself listening with rapt attention. By the time Toriyama finished, Minoru Kawa was unable to suppress his shock. You're starting your own publishing company? That's so loud, damn it! Toriyama shushed him with a finger to his lips. He looked around warily, as if there might be spies in his own apartment. Hey, any closes to finish the game? Yep. After this hour block, we have one more hour to go, then we will be done, I believe. Considering the last achievement for the 1700 hour block is Shibuya Scramble, I'm assuming that's the end. By the way, hi, Ambino. Right, but a publishing company? Minoru Kawa said again, more quietly this time. What are you doing for your distributor account? All booksellers are required to use a wholesale distributor to circulate their publications. To do business with such a distributor, a publisher needs a specialized distributor account. They're not going to let a company with no tracker open a new account with a distributor. Fuck. I'm sure you must realize that. Toriyama grinned, a proud gleam in his eyes. I know, that's why I bought one. You bought one? A ghost account belonging to a publisher that went bankrupt. Oh, that's fucking stupid. Distributor accounts could go for tens of millions of yen. There was no way Toriyama could afford that on his severance pay alone. He must have taken out a loan in order to make the purchase. But the publishing industry was in a slump nowadays. People weren't weren't buying books much anymore. Starting up a new publishing company was a beyond risky endeavor. And I've already decided a name for my company, Minoru Kawa. Toriyama's face was positively beaming. Get this, Heaven Publishing. Heaven? That sounds fatalistic. The idea is that people who work for me will feel like they're in paradise. Well, it's actually having the complete opposite effect right now. For all his caviting about keeping quiet, Toyama's now exclaimed pretty loudly himself. I mean, I can appreciate your willingness to take the risk, but surely your wife must have had objections, Minorikawa said. Toyama fell silent. He went on and opened the refrigerator. My wife divorced me. Minorikawa took a peek inside. Its shelves were mournfully spare, holding little besides beer cans and drinking snacks. Now truly, what did I miss? We took on Toyama's debt because we think he's still dead. The missus left me, took our daughter with her. Those scant few words painted the picture clearly enough. Toyama grabbed a can of beer and tossed it to his guest. But no more sob stories, he went on. He briskly cracked open his own can of beer. Weak foam bubbled from the top. Ah, this is shitty beer. Cheers, Minorikawa, to Heaven Publishing's big debut. He'd cast everything aside and was striving for a new beginning. If the man had braced himself for the challenge, it wasn't Minorikawa's place to tell him he was making a mistake. Even if it was an uphill battle, he had little chance of winning. Congrats, Mr. Toyama. Minorikawa pulled the tab on his beer can. Cheers. The two of them clacked their cans together. One year had passed since Toyama found Heaven Publishing. Minorikawa poked his head into the editing office, a bag from the convenience store in hand. Hey, boss, how's business? Well, plummeting. We're dying, man. How does it look like it's doing? Toyama said amidst a veritable mountain of returned stock, his expression bleak. They were all bulky, non-fiction tomes, not exactly the sort to fly off the shelves. The man couldn't even muster a smile for their reunion. It's been like this for every non-fiction book we've put out. So Toyama's still alive. He just faked his death. I don't know. I think so. I think he told his daughter to say, I'd tell Chiaki that I committed suicide, okay? I guess. I'm guessing that's what fucking happened. And the asshole left it to us. That's what I'm fucking guessing what fucking happened. I wouldn't be surprised. Wow, starting right off the bat with the bleak stuff, huh? Because things are bleak. The only thing that's selling is this gossip rag of ours. Minorikawa pulled some beer cans from his bag, handing one to Toyama. She pulled a Sherlock? Seriously? Yep. Baby, you gotta deal with trash. Okay. Toyama lifted an issue of 4-star general gossip from atop his desk. It was Heaven Publishing's one breadwinner, the only thing keeping the company afloat. But the gossip now seemed like it was buried in the red of the publisher's non-fiction releases. I really did have higher aspirations than this, Toyama sighed, gazing in disappointment at the piles of unsold books. But here we are, with our gossip magazine as our only viable publication. The belligerent bookseller chugged his beer. Daddy, I'm hungry. Minorikawa was startled to hear a young child's voice. Oh my God! Little did we know she would fake her own father's death, saying he died, when he really didn't. He turned around to see a little girl nestled between the stacks of returned stock. That's my daughter, Hana, Toyama said. It's complicated, but she's living with me for now. I see. Minorikawa couldn't press for more details with Hana right now. In all likelihood, things with Toyama's ex-wife hadn't been going well. Go on, introduce yourself, Toyama said. This is one of Daddy's work friends. Hana turned to Minorikawa with a bright little grin. Hello, my name's Hana. I'm 6. Look at her fucking doodles on paint. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. You want some of this? Minorikawa held out a packet of dried squid he bought to go with the beers. Sure! Hana greedily stuffed her cheeks with the squid. Toyama flashed a sheepish grin. Do you like living with your daddy, Hana? Minorikawa asked, giving the girl's hair a little gentle ruffle. Uh-huh, I do. My daddy's amazing. He runs a company. Toyama let out a tiny involuntary sob at his daughter's ready praise. Donna is cute. Donna, Hana is cute, even if she can be a little shit sometimes. I'll keep it at that. I'll keep at it, Toyama said, looking into his daughter's smiling face. Hana is more important to me than any high aspirations I might have had. I'll keep shoveling out copies of the gossip, and at least make sure she's always got something good to eat. Daddy, this is really tasty. Well, you just need to get her like convenience store food. Hana held up the pouch of dried squid. Tears welled up in Toyama's eyes. Next time, I'll make sure that she has some sashimi instead of something like this. Hey, what do you mean something like this? Minorikawa grumbled. I'm the one who brought it. Toyama and his daughter laughed together. It was a heartwarming sight, Minorikawa thought. A father and his daughter getting along so well. Wow, this is really good. Where did you get this? 7-Eleven. Or if you're asking about the game, I got this from Steam. There's a dog barking outside. That's not my dog. Maybe it is. I don't know if that's Gizmo or not. I don't know. Toyama might have been a hard-hitting journalist, but when he came home at the end of the day, he was just daddy. It was only natural for the man, as a father, to put his child above anything else. Damn, she slumped. After gorging herself on snacks, Hana fell asleep on the sofa, looking well and truly satisfied. You know, Minorikawa, Hana's happiness means more to me than my lofty artistic ideals ever could. Toyama kept his voice low as he regarded his daughter's sleeping face. And from that day forward, Heaven Publishing has shifted its focus to scandal rags with four-star general gossip as its pillar. Had that been for good or for ill? Whatever the case, Toyama had abandoned his pride. Minorikawa had watched him become more and more of a miserable wretch. That's me right now. Minorikawa snapped back into the present as a sheaf of pages appeared in front of his face. Here you go, Chiaki said, radiating anxiety. Right. Minorikawa gave her copy a close read over, then thrust it back out to her. What did you even fix, he asked. Could you please tell me what parts are wrong, she mumbled, hanging her head. What are you talking about? It's just, well, we don't have a lot of time here, so I figure if I just fix the parts that need fixing. Chiaki trailed off into the indistinct muttering. Blah. Is that always how you go about fixing your copy? Yes. Then you're never going to get any better. If someone tells you it's no good, you rewrite the whole thing from scratch. Just making fiddly tweaks here and there is what an amateur does. Chiaki dipped her head even deeper, cringing at the reprimand. Minorikawa let out a tiny sigh. Look, what I just told you, that's what Toyama told me when I was first starting out. There were times he'd have me do dozens of rewrites. At first, I thought he was just pushing me around, but after rewriting things over and over, I realized something. There are a whole lot of ways you can write about the same thing, and that's what helped me hone my skills as a writer. Chiaki raised her head back up. Oh, wow, really? If you can get that, then stick with it. Ride with your submission deadline as close as you have to it in order to write the best piece you can. Okay, I can do it. I will do it. Finally, Chiaki's face brightened with a smile. Oh, she's so cute. That's the spirit. The woman might have talent, but she hadn't realized it yet. She needed to be able to stick to an assignment even when things got tough. If she didn't have that kind of resolve, she'd never make it as a freelancer. Golf clap. Good job. What an asshole. Oh, how touching, Ozu chimed in, applauding. I'm almost moved to tears. They'll make a movie out of this for sure. See, we had only been acquainted with that sad sap Toyama. We never knew there was such an upstanding fella here who was so good at tough love. Minorikawa shot to his feet, pounded his fist on the desk. That's about enough from the peanut gallery. Hold your tongue, Sagawa snarled. His eyes shone with a vicious gleam. We're getting sick of waiting here. Sagawa, you really are a short-tempered guy, aren't you? Ozu chucked disapprovingly at his underling, then slid a sheet of paper onto Minorikawa's desk. Nevertheless, I'm afraid we do require a decision now. If you'll just stamp here, we'll be on our way. Chiaki stared down at the document. Is this a bond of recognition? Whatever. Yeah, that's right. That's what you write when transferring a debt. Sagawa puffed himself up proudly. Minorikawa finally looked over the contract. If you don't have a stamp, we'll gladly accept the signature as well, Ozu pointed out. Those debt collectors are assholes, and I hope they die from the virus. Oh, God. But that means everyone else might die, because it got spread via the air. If you don't hurry up and sign, we're never gonna stop going after Toyama's daughter. Minorikawa snatched up a pen. Mr. Mito, you can't do this! Think about what you're doing, Chiaki shouted. If you go through with this, You'll just wind up like Mr. Toyama. I won't. Yes, you will. Just who the hell do you think I am? I'm Minoru Kawa. Damn it. I'm going to land so many scoops that will make your head spin. I'm going to pay back this debt and rebuild Heaven Publishing. But why would you take such a risk? Chiaki sobbed. Minoru Kawa lowered his voice. Because I owe him so much. I can't stand by and let these scumbags kill his daughter. Or, make her become a prostitute. By force. Aha! Oh, here we fucking go. Before Minoru Kawa could sign, Sagawa startled him with a sudden exclamation. What the fuck? Looking up, Minoru Kawa saw what the loan sharks had seen. Little Hana standing by the door. Get her! On it, boss! So is Chiaki his boss or co-worker? Chiaki is his co-worker. Ozu and Sagawa rushed at the girl. Run, Minoru Kawa shouted. Oh god, Hana. Hana bolted right back out the door, but Ozu managed to snatch her up and just as she reached the stairs. Let's be on our way, shall we? A vile grin came to Ozu's cruel face as he headed down the stairwell. Stop, let her go! Oh my god, he got fucking punched! Minoru Kawa rushed after them, trying to grab the girl, but Sagawa drove a punch right into his face. And we fell down a ton of flights of stairs. Ugh, the pain staggered him. Nonetheless, he managed to press on. Get your hands off that girl. No! Oh my god, he jumped on me! Shut your damn mouth. Something hard slammed into his chest. His vision went dark. He felt himself slipping from consciousness. Just before he blacked out, he heard Hana's voice. I'm sorry, Uncle Minoru Kawa. Sorry? No, I'm the one who should apologize. But before his thoughts got any further, Minoru Kawa passed out. What? Oh, fuck. Bad end, Hana gets caught. Stupid fucking bitch. It turns out Hana had been at the police station just before this, trying to decide if she should tell the police her father had been killed in the explosion. But he was fine earlier. What? Oh, boys. What? Is he actually dead? I don't fucking even know anymore. Okay. So, Kano time. God, fuck you, damn it, people. Okay. We still have a keep out with Maria, by the way. Arriving back at the Shibuya precinct, Kano hurried to the interrogation room. With the investigation currently on hold, he knew that taking any official action would be tricky. If he was going to break through this stalemate, he was going to need Teteno's help. The abduction, the ransom, the Itachi case relay, Maria's release, and then Tanaka's death. Maybe Teteno will be able to figure out how all these elements are related. But first, Kano needed to check something for himself. Damn, okay. Teteno would never let Alcron go free. Kano needed the prisoner to set the record straight. Oh god, what happened to Maria's route? We basically got kidnapped and then brought to this rooftop and nothing else. We got to keep out right there. Alcron sat in the precinct interrogation room, looking brazen and cocksure. One glance at his face and Kano was reminded of what had happened to Sasayama. Fresh anger smoldered at the edges of his mind. There were two detectives already in the room. It seems he wasn't made privy to the details, one of them told Kano. Sounds like they were following orders carrying that Tachi case around, the other added. Kano sat down across from Alcron. There's something I'd like to ask you, he said. We were just paid to do a job. I don't know anything more than that. His Japanese was imperfect, but he understood the language well enough. Tell me, how did you manage to escape from Detective Teteno? Escape? I didn't. A faint smile came to Alquan's lips. He let me go free. Liar! Detective Teteno would never do that. Kyle slammed the desk with his fist. I didn't have handcuffs on, did I? He took them off for me. This had to be a lie. It's not like there weren't other ways to remove a pair of handcuffs. After he took them off, Alcaran continued. He pointed his gun at me. Cut the crap! Kano grabbed the prisoner by the collar. But Alcaran went on unperturbed. He kept the gun pointed at me, but he didn't pull the trigger. So that's when I ran. Why would Detective Tateno want to shoot you? Because I saw him. Saw him? Saw him do what? Let me tell you something interesting, Alcaran said sardonically. Oh no, that smile will haunt my dreams. There was a girl who was carrying the ransom, right? Kano pictured Otomi standing anxiously beside the statue of Hachiko. That guy Tateno was trying to kill her. Are you motherfucking kidding me? Tateno's the guy with the cane? Everything's motherfucking connected. Every little thing is connected. What? In a fit of rage, Kano drove his fist into Alcaran's face. His colleagues rushed to interpose themselves. Kano calmed down, knocked to the floor. Alcaran gingerly fingered his split lip. And after I gave you such good info too, he grumbled. What a twist! Detective Tateno was assigned to protect Hitomi Osawa, Kano shouted. You can't expect me to believe your rubbish. Holy fucking shit, folks. He lunged around the table, ready to throw another punch, but his fellow detectives held him back. The cockroach I killed that bitch got me fucked up. Alcaran looked away indifferently. It's your Detective Tateno you should be arresting, not me. That girl's going to get killed. You need to step in line, pal, Kano bellowed. Kano, his colleagues shouted. You're the one who needs to step in line. Go and cool off for a bit. Holy fucking shit. That was Tateno? Tateno was the cockroach all along. Expelled from the interrogation room, Kano immediately pulled out his cell phone and called Tateno's number. Please pick up. He clutched his phone tight, pleading under his breath. But Tateno didn't answer. God damn it. Who was that guy in the background, by the way? I want to know his backstory. Kano sat down in a chair in the hallway in a bit of a daze. He found himself holding the present Sasayama had gotten for his wife. I have to do something. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. His relentlessness gnawed at him like a rabid animal. Hey, Kano. Who you? Kuze? Oh, pff. He looked up to see Kuze standing beside him, his expression grave. I have an update on Sasayama, the director began. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. It seems the knife went in deep enough to do some organ damage. He's in critical condition. Well, I knew that. I see. Kano bit his lip hard. His handkerchief, red with Sasayama's blood, clung to the wrapping paper of Sasayama's present. Kano peeled it away carefully so as not to tear the paper beneath. What's that? Asked Kuze. Sasayama had me hold on to this for him. It's a present for his wife. I see. I'm sorry, Director Kuze, for ignoring your orders. Kano's eyes remained fixed on the gift as he spoke. When you get down to it, none of this would have happened if it weren't for me. Some kind of punishment was surely headed his way for acting alone as he did. He probably wasn't getting out of this one with a simple written apology. They do written apologies here? That boy better live, I know, right? But Kuze calmly shook his head. What happened to Sasayama isn't your fault. Don't blame yourself, he said. As far as this case goes, I've been given quite the runaround myself. There was a rare note of vulnerability in Kuze's voice. The higher-ups have barely let any information trickle my way, but they're still ordering me around non-stop. It's a real pain in the ass. Kuze fell silent, ruminating. The quiet lingered between the two men for several moments before he abruptly spoke again. All right, I'd like to get your opinion on something. So, Mamoru Tanaka, who we found in the minivan, you know? What you think? Should we ought to maybe release his name to the media? Kuze slipped into his childish register. He was clearly exhausted. Kano was thrown by the question. It was a rare thing for the director to seek an opinion from a mere junior detective. It feels like there's something not too normal about one of Kenji Osao's subordinates dying, Kuze went on. Kano had the same thought. This felt too intentional to be a coincidence. So here's the question. Should I get the media involved and try to make a rush for resolution? Or should I be more cautious? What do you do? What would you do? About releasing the name, Kano asked? That wasn't such a simple thing to answer. There were so many factors to consider. A tired smile came to Kuze's face. Don't think about it too hard. This is just so I have a point of reference. Tell me what your gut says. I think if we release the name, Hitomi is gonna fucking freak out or something. But the pharmaceutical will also freak out. Do it. I think a release of the name should be alright. There was still a lot they didn't know about Tanaka. The fact that the final step for the ransom relay was Tanaka's Kano implied some sort of connection between him and the kidnappers. But they still had no idea what his role in the abduction might have been. They also didn't have any motive for why Tanaka would be helping the kidnappers in the first place. By sharing some of what they did know with the public, they might be able to garner some new leads. You to release the name? Alright then. Without another word, Kuze headed back toward the conference room. On the TV, the governor's press conference was still going on. Holy fucking shit, really? I've just requested that each of the railroad companies, starting with JR, start running trains through Shibuya Station until further notice. As far as the roads go, Route 246 has already been closed to traffic. The executive looked pale as he spoke to the crowd. Is there any possibility of a bioterrorist attack? What about the people who are still in Shibuya? The never-ending conference. The never-ending conference. Someone die yet? Tanaka died. The reporters unleashed a barrage of questions. The governor's face scrunched up. As I've already made clear, this is not a complete blockade. Why is he always on TV? Doesn't he have a job? He's the fucking governor. He's supposed to answer these questions. You know, JP? Isn't what you're describing de facto martial law? Spouted another reporter. Of course not, the governor snapped. You should be well aware that martial law is illegal. I couldn't declare it even if I wanted to. If you wanted to. So this is a bioterrorist issue then. I never said anything of the sort. The press conference was devolving into chaos. Kano was unsurprised given the circumstances. Still, everyone was doing their best in so far as they knew. So why not me, Kano thought. It doesn't matter what I do. I just want to be doing something. Just letting time tick by without trying to take action was more than he could bear. Kano began to worry about Ryumi and decided to give her a call. Let's worry about Sasayama. As long as we're not at the precinct, we should be good because we're not going to bump into Hana. Oh, fuck. As he was making his way toward the passable, Kano spotted a girl sitting on the pedestrian overpass. She looked like she was on the verge of tears. Concerned, he stopped beside her. Are you waiting for someone, he asked. The girl simply bit her lip and said nothing. Are you lost? Do you need a policeman? Fuck. Again, the girl gave no answer. Where did you come from? Kano tried. Still nothing. I'm back for a bit. I got stuck in mud because my dad didn't tell me he was setting up for a new garden. Oh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. But welcome back, Will. He had just decided to go and call for a female officer when the girl hesitantly spoke at last. Have been publishing. I can't take you there, bitch. After a little coaxing. There you go, Christy. She told him where that was. It turned out it was on the way to Shibuya Central Hospital, not too far from where they were now. No! Fuck! Fuck! Fuck off. God, okay. Okay. We can't go to see Sasayama, I guess. Let's get in touch with Ryumi. Began to worry about Ryumi, decided to give her a call. Best choice. Well, it's time to YouTube rewind that shit. What the fuck are you fucking about? We made the wrong choice. The phone rang several times before it went to voicemail. The fact that she hadn't picked up made Connolly all the more anxious. Whoa! He was still staring at his phone when he got a call of his own. When he appeared at the incoming call display, his heart nearly stopped. There was Tateno's name. Kano quickly pressed the button to accept the call. Detective Tateno? Detective Tateno, is that you? There was a whole mountain of things Kano wanted to ask. Just what had Tateno been doing this whole time? Why had he let Alcron go free? And what had happened to Hitomi? But while he was trying to decide what question to pose first, Tateno spoke. I've secured Maria Osawa. What? The word came out as soon as a startled gasp. Detective Tateno, you have to bring her here ASAP. Right now she's... Tateno cut him off. You need to bring Hitomi Osawa to my location at once. Hitomi Osawa? Yes. I heard over the wireless that the man from the U.S. Embassy had her in custody. Kano hadn't been listening to the most recent wireless traffic. Apparently Stanley had managed to find Hitomi. But what was Tateno getting at here? Oh god. Yeah, oh god indeed. Wait, hold on. What for? I mean, why do you need me to bring Hitomi Osawa to you? There was no reply. Detective Tateno, answer me, please. Tateno replied as if he hadn't heard Kano's question. There's an office building in Nanpei called South Hill. I'll be waiting for you on the rooftop. If you don't bring her, I'll kill Maria. With that grisly warning, he hung up. Kano's hand went limp. His phone slipped from his grasp and fell to the floor. To be continued? No! Damn, Kano went to the South Hill in Nanpei alone. Oh fuck. He hadn't brought Hitomi as Tateno had demanded, nor had he reported the situation to Kuze. First, he wanted to meet with Tateno and find out what was going on. He took the elevator to the 8th floor. After that, he had to take the stairs to the rooftop. Oh fuck. Oh my god. As he made his way up the stairs, he tried to imagine what Tateno might want with Hitomi. He hadn't noticed anything suspicious about the senior detective in the lead up to the stakeout at the Scramble. Tateno had seemed like the same man Kano had always revered. So why was he doing this? Kano couldn't think of a reason. Reaching out the top of the staircase, he at last stepped out onto the open rooftop. Or the open roof. He's trying to kill her, Kano. God damn it, piece it together. The time for half-baked conjecture was past. Kano would lay his doubts at Tateno's feet. Then soon enough, everything would become clear. Inwardly, Kano did his best to convince himself of that. A warm breeze blew against his cheek. He took a look around, but saw no sign of Tateno. Detective Tateno, where are you? Getting no response, he began to walk around the rooftop, calling out several more times. It's Kano! I've come as you asked. Where's Hitomi Osawa? Kano whirled around when he heard the voice behind him. Oh my fuck! Tateno, you son of a bitch. Tateno stepped into view from behind a water tank. He led with him a young woman, bound and blindfolded. Why didn't you bring her? He growled. Kano stared in shock. Detective Tateno, why are you doing this? Is that really Maria? Holy fuck. We're gonna finish this one first. Tateno responded by moving the young girl's blindfold. There was no doubt about it. She looked very much like Hitomi Osawa. A surge of frustration rushed through Kano. Detective Tateno, what is the meaning of this? Kano fought to remain calm. He felt like he was on the verge of falling to pieces. Bring me Hitomi Osawa and let this girl go. Why? What do you need Hitomi for? But Tateno's only answer was an icy stare. This isn't like you. It's so weird. The detective Tenno who I know. Who you know? Tenno cut him off. What do you know about me? I know what sort of detective you are, sir, because I've modeled myself after you for my whole career. The older man's expression remained stony. Don't you remember what Kano went on? That time when you risked your life to talk down to that man who barricaded himself inside the office? Ever since then, you've been my... Tenno interrupted him with a sudden burst of laughter. You really are gullible, you know that? You can only see things the way you want to see them. What do you mean by that? The truth is, I didn't even care if I died doing what I did. That's why I doused myself in gasoline. Tenno's voice had gone low and quiet. That was no display of heroics. It was more attempted suicide than anything else. I wasn't thinking about the other people still inside the building. It's just coincidence things turned out the way they did. So then, if you made a single misstep, then everyone in that building might well have been burned to death. You're lying! That can't be true! Kanosh. Yes! Shook his head intensely, or insistently. I don't have time for this conversation. Who's knocking at my fucking